My mic check before we get out of here is it's Busta Rhymes album. And Benny's coming with an album too, but I want to kind of talk about the Busta Rhymes real quick before we go. Blockbuster is slated to be released on, I guess that's Thanksgiving weekend, 24th of November. And it's executive produced by Swizz Beatz, Pharrell, and Timbaland. I don't like the name of the album. I don't love the cover. They unveiled the cover. I think there's a lot of pressure behind a record like this being produced by nothing but super producers. The two singles that we have heard from it so far haven't been anything to really, call home about. I don't know what to say about this album, but they're pumping it up like this should. You know what? This should be in the album of the year conversation. It's produced totally by, or executive produced, by Timbaland, Swizz, and Pharrell. But I want to make a detour real quick. What happened to Versus? That's where I want to go here. I mean, the album's cool and all that. What happened to Versus?
Well, I believe when we started this podcast, Mike, you and I thought that Versus was a money play by Swizz and Timbaland, and that they really weren't doing things for the culture, and that they were really just puppets on the string, controlled by the powers that be, and that as soon as they ran the ticket up, they were going to sell off and sell out, and still keep on trying to brand it like they were doing it for the culture, and that's what happened. And
well, they got to no. They went to the BET Hip Hop Awards and said they got ownership in Versus, and there's more to come, and this and that. And we're getting a Busta Rhymes album. And Leroy, I am a Busta Rhymes fan.
Like, nobody who's smart believes that. Okay.
What next could be on the? What could be next for Versus?
Mike, you posed the best question about the Versus. It's like, how are you guys controlling the rights to these people's music without other people's hands being involved? And until they answer, Mike, and until they as grown ass men respect the business acumen of some of the people who happen to follow them and answer that question, I don't want to hear what happened to Versus, because we know what happened to Versus. They sold out because they never were bought in as culture givers anyway. They sold out.
What's stopping?
I'm not calling sellouts, but they sold out, and this was a sellout move from the jump.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, like what is their actual ownership in? Because really, what is this stopping Puff Daddy from calling up Jermaine Dupri right now and saying, you know what, let's go to State Farm Arena and let's do a song-for-song matchup? Nothing. Nobody could sit there. Nobody in Versus could sit there and sue Puff Daddy for playing his own records, or sue Jermaine Dupri for playing his own records, because they're standing face to face doing it. But they say we need that Puff. They say we need that Puff Daddy Versus. I'll tell you what. If Puff Daddy right now called up Jermaine Dupri and said we're gonna do this song for song matchup or whatever at State Farm Arena, nobody's gonna say, you know what, I'm not watching that because it ain't Versus, or it ain't on Versus. No one's gonna say that. You're just gonna watch it.
I'm taking JD and we're all gonna watch it.
We still got to do that Jermaine and Dallas Austin. You still down to do that?
I am.
Oh, man, I'm going to have fun with this one. Now, this one is going to be like the Michael and Prince one.
You're going to lose.
No, I'm not.
Mike, you keep talking like in Atlanta, dude. Them Dallas records that you talking about, you talking like Atlanta.
When are we doing the Dallas one? When are we doing the Dallas and Jermaine Dupri?
I don't know, Mike.
Are we doing that next or the Biggie and Pac? Because since I just lost this one, I got Biggie and you got Pac.
Correct. But you still have to be quiet about Kanye for a week, Mike.
I'll be quiet about Kanye. Unless he drops that album with, Ty Dolla $ign. But maybe we can still be quiet.
Yeah, you're going to be quiet about Kanye, Mike. That album ain't coming out anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think that album's coming out. Do you want to do the Dallas and Jermaine first? Or do you want to do the Pac and Biggie first? They say Puff Daddy versus Dr. Dre. Now, Puffy Daddy don't want that. Let's ask the people. Well, I know what the people are going to say. Yeah, it's the Pac and Biggie. Let's do it.
That's fine.
So y'all sleeping on JD. Well, any closing thoughts we get before we get out of here? I know it's almost 10:30. People got to go to work and all that stuff.
No, I just want the record to show.
That I messed up. I mean, I had you on the ropes, Coop.
I'm disturbed that you had me on the ropes.
You gave me so ghetto, and I didn't take advantage of it. I let 1,000,001 throw me off. But you fought a valid fight. There's a lot of records that you left on the table. I left some on the table, but Jay's catalog is insane. You know, bringing this whole episode full circle, this man's catalog is crazy. And there's only one person who could justifiably match his catalog straight up, and that is Mr. Nasir Jones. And I think Tupac too. But as far as like, you know, the people with the longevity, it's tough to really even compete with what Jay has done in his career. Mike needs help. All right, ready to get up out of here?
Yeah, I am. Sorry, one of my home employees was just like texting me. Oh, Megan Good had like a private event in the spot tonight. That's where I was.
Dope.
I was setting up an event. I didn't get to see Megan or Jonathan or T.I., but they were on the books down at the spot.
And shout out to T.I. too. He's doing a 20th anniversary of trap music. And he has like the Atlanta Symphony with that. I want to say this, and I said this to a friend offline. We need to really celebrate T.I. more. I know he's working on his final album. Hopefully this final push for his final album gets celebrated. He deserves to have a good send-off because you know what? Atlanta's Atlanta, and T.I. is Atlanta's best MC. He's our greatest MC. It's what it is.
Mike, he's not just our greatest MC. When you talk about Southern hip-hop, the conversation about MCs down here is usually a Scarface and Lil Wayne conversation, and T.I. is in that conversation.
Oh, yeah. Like you said it on this show before, he's our most versatile MC, period.
He's the most versatile MC to ever come out of this region. Not just this city, this entire region. He's the most versatile MC. He, not just on an Atlanta mantle, on a Southern mantle, is on the Mount Rushmore with Scarface and Wayne. You understand what I'm saying? Not Andre, T.I.
Blaze said, Andre? Yeah, show me an Andre song with 3 verses and maybe we could talk about it. But this man has a career of catalog, man, and he's done it on every level. He's done it on the street level. He got verses with Justin Timberlake and Robin Thicke and Smoke. You know what? That's a guy whose featured catalog is so underrated. T.I. never gives people no mid-verse. He don't. Every time he's on a feature, he shows up.
The My Love verse, that might have been the best R&B rap feature that year, Mike. Like, he smashes features.
He smashes features and doesn't get credit for it. I'll tell you what, we'll get out of here on this note. They want to do something with this versus resurgence, you need to get T.I. involved. Because that's somebody with a quality catalog that hasn't done a versus yet.
Hey, Mike, real quick. Who you got hired, Drake or T.I.?
I might be biased here. I think I would give T.I. the edge because of his rapping ability. Okay. I would.
Mike, it's funny that you said this. I'm Illy came on today off Paper Trail, and I'm like, nah, this nigga rapping his ass off.
Another thing I'll give T.I. to over Drake is, you know, it took Wayne to bring Drake into the game. T.I. broke through and broke ground in a region that wasn't really rapping like that at the time. Now, I know people will say Outkast, Goody Mob, whatever. At the time, Atlanta was crunk. Atlanta was Lil Jon. Atlanta was screaming, jumping up and down. Killer Mike tried to bring the rapping back. People weren't trying to hear Monster like that. But when T.I. did it, he slowed everything down. He made people change to what he was doing. But no, I got love for Luda guys, but no. We can have that conversation a whole different day. And if y'all want to see us go song for song with Luda versus T.I., good luck. Give me T.I. all day. I'm going 20 deep all day on any Luda fan.
Hey, you want to know what I realized? Right after I'm Illy by T.I., March Madness by Future came on.
Yeah.
And I literally said to myself, nah, we ain't never heard Dre flex on a track like this by himself the way Future snapping on March Madness. Like, March Madness super hard, Mike.
It is.
He on there snapping.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to myself, like, damn, March Madness is just Future on a solo mission. Like, on some Wakanda shit, Mike. Like, you got that vibranium in him on March Madness. It's like, no, I ain't never seen Dre do that on a song. Does Dre have a song like March Madness? Like, because when we talk about Dre, we be talking about like Nas and Jay. It's like, no, let's bring it back to Atlanta. Can he do what Future did with March Madness for us?
Yeah, man, I love Dre. I love Outkast, man. He changed my life, but we got to be objective here.
No, for real, dude, we got a March Madness, Mike. When people be talking about like how great he is, it's like, has he ever even made? We talk about like, has he made Incarcerated Scarfaces? The World Is Yours. It's like, no, bring that shit back to Atlanta. Has he made March Madness?
He made Hey
Because Mike, you know, this for Leroy, March Madness still getting played in the club down here. I know, because the last time my ass was in the club, guess what came on? March Madness.
And on that note, we out of here. Hit like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all joining us on this show, man. We had a good time today. And the next one's going to be Biggie and Pop.
Shout out to the east side of Atlanta.
Shout out to the west side. T.I. in the building.
Gresham. Canton, Columbia.
All day.